Continuing with the new initiative of Law Excellence IAS Academy, where we provide you with the gist of Yojana and Kurukshetra of every month. We are continuing here with the gist of Kurukshetra November 2022. Chapter-02, that is Conservation of Natural Resources. To introduce you, the term environment was introduced in the Constitution of India for the first time in the year 1976 through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. The state's responsibility with regard to environmental protection was laid down under the Article 48A of this Constitution, which says that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. Further, Article 51A(g), which deals with the fundamental duties, mentions that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment like forests, rivers, lakes and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. The environment in its definition encompasses all entities, natural or man-made, external to oneself, and their interrelationships which provide value now or perhaps in the future to the humankind. Now let us see the objectives of the National Environment Policy 2006. The National Environmental Policy 2006 of India was formulated by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, simply called MOEFCC, for the protection and conservation of environment identities, and identifies the following 7 objectives. The first one being conservation of critical environmental resources. To protect and conserve the critical ecological systems are essential for life support, livelihoods and economic growth. Second one, intra-generational equity, livelihood, security for the poor. To ensure equitable access to environmental resources for all sections of the society, in particular to poorer communities that are most dependent on the environmental resources. Third, intergenerational equity. To ensure judicious use of environmental resources to meet the needs and aspirations of the present and the future generations. Integration of environmental concerns in economic and social development. To integrate environmental concerns into policies, programs, and projects for economic and social development. Efficiency in environmental resource use. This is to ensure efficient use of environmental resources in the sense of reduction in their use per unit of economic output, to minimize the adverse impact on the environment. Environmental governance. To apply the principles of good governance to the management and regulation of the use of the environmental resources. Enhancement of resources for environmental conservation. This is to ensure higher resource flows, technology, traditional knowledge and social capital for environmental conservation through mutually beneficial multi-stakeholder partnerships. Environment-related interventions by the government. For the protection and conservation of the environment, several legislations have been passed by the government, namely the Environment Protection Act of 1986, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Water Cess Act of 1977, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1981. The laws passed with respect to forests and biodiversity include Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Indian Forest Act of 1927, Forest Conservation Act of 1980 and Biodiversity Act of 2002. Recently, the Government of India also unveiled LIFE, that is Life for Environment initiative, which aims to promote environment conscious lifestyle. To combat climate change, Panchamrit, that is 5 goals, were announced at the UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties COP26, which was held in Glasgow. Technological interventions by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Parivesh. In line with the spirit of Digital India, a single window integrated environmental management system named Parivesh, proactive and responsive facilitation by interactive, virtuous and environmental single window hub was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in August 2018. It has an automated process starting from submitting of the application, preparation of agenda, preparation of minutes to grant of clearances. Decision Support System or DSS. DSS is a web GIS application developed to provide qualitative and quantitative information with respect to the forest area. It uses different spatial layers for providing information like state and district boundary, tiger reserves, tiger corridors, forest type maps, biological richness and hydrological layer. Climate Change Knowledge Portal. India's Climate Change Knowledge Portal is a single point information resource that captures sector-wise adaptation and mitigation actions that are being taken by the various ministries in one place. The portal helps in disseminating the knowledge among the citizens, but all the major steps the government is taking at both national and international levels. National Mission on Himalayan Studies. The National Mission on the Himalayan Studies is a central sector grant and aid scheme that addresses key issues relating to conservation and sustainable management of natural resources in the Indian Himalayan region. The key objective is to focus on enhancing livelihoods of local communities in line with the National Environment Policy 2006. Wetlands of India Portal. This portal is an initiative to provide a single point access system that synthesizes the information dissemination regarding wetland sites of India. The portal provides a platform for the people of the country to learn more about wetlands and get involved in their conservation and management. To conclude, environmentalist and green activist Dr. Anil P. Joshi has rightly stated that the true capital of a nation lies in its natural resources and future demands between economy and ecology. Through science and technology, environment conservation can be achieved in a holistic manner, as environmental attitude is directly linked with the level of knowledge regarding environmental issues. As the climatic conditions are changing, there is a need to spread awareness about the use of technology for environment protection, as it will play an important role in sensitizing people about environmental issues and facilitate people to adopt green social responsibility for the protection of the environment.